The podcast you are about to listen to is one of the many podcasts that is part of the College Huddle, the largest fan-led college sports podcast community on the internet. Fan-made, fan-driven, and fan-fueled. The College Huddle.
Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free!
Okay, next question.
I'm a horse football coach right now.
You know, it got shoved up. It got shoved, right?
Spartans fans, what's up? It's episode 50 of the Spartan Savants show. Willie, Nikki, and Trav coming to you off a big MSU win on Sunday against Illinois. Another close one. The closest we all thought it would be. Spartans come out on top. Obviously, a disappointing Lions loss the night before, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But the basketball team keeps rolling. I think that's 11 in a row, 10 in a row, 11 in a row. Lots to talk about today. Get into that basketball game, preview the Rutgers game, upcoming regular season remaining schedule. Talk a little bit about the national championship. We'll talk a little bit about the Lions, and of course, Mr. the Fist and the picks. But Nikki, baby, Mr. Fiddler, Frankenstein Fiddler, how are we doing?
You know, I'm doing pretty fine. I'm doing well. A little clinically depressed about the Lions, obviously.
Yeah.
Get into that later. But I do want to just say I'm really worried about the city of Champaign, Illinois. I don't know what's going on there. I hope everybody's well. I hope there's nothing in like the water supply. But these guys are insane. These guys are more mad about the MSU win in January than I was about the Lions losing to the Commanders. Like, these guys are, I just wish them well. Be a doctor.
It's like an absolutely insane fan base. Like, they have just like, they're off the deep end. Like, I don't even think there's no reason with them. Like, it's just like every time we play them, it's just some insane reaction that they have.
Yeah, it's 4 days later. They're still going.
I mean, their coach is a nut job too.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's always whining about something. He got a technical late in the game on Sunday. That might have cost them the game.
Yeah,
It did. Yeah,
I would take it whatever he wants, but
yeah. No, they need help. Like, they're just like, they're really out there, man. Like, they have lost their marbles, that fan base.
I saw a quote from Brad Underwood saying about Luka Jabuka or whatever their best player.
I was waiting for that name to get
it was like when he was out there, he was playing. He was really tearing them apart. He couldn't be stopped.
Yeah,
I saw that.
He will quote the chief of propaganda, and it stopped. He played for only 9 minutes. Literally stopped.
He had 3 points.
He was 1 for 3. Yeah.
Luka Jabuka.
Name Hall of Fame.
Oh my God. But yeah, I mean, I obviously I hope the city of Champaign is doing okay, because it's every year with them. I mean, I'm honestly, when it comes to basketball and hating fan bases, I might hate them more than I hate Michigan fans. And when it comes to basketball,
In basketball, it's fair.
I kind of wish I kind of love them. I kind of wish I was more like them.
They're sick. Oh man. All right, let's get into the game. Travis, what stuck out to you in that win versus Illinois?
The fact that we didn't play very well at first and we still came out with a win. Like, we were able to somehow get back into it, not fall apart completely, and then basically execute down the stretch. There were still some errors down the stretch, but we got done what we needed to, especially with that defensive possession at the end, getting that ball out of bounds and getting the ball back and not having to worry about anything.
Yeah,
or not worry about a last shot. I guess there's things to worry about, but
Yeah. When I first tuned in, they were down a lot of points. I was like, oh, great. Another slow start. We'll come back and, the vanity comeback, as we like to talk about. But Nikki, what about you? What stuck
Oh
out?
yeah, I think I turned the game on with after the first 5 minutes, so I just turned it on and we were down by 10.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, whatever, maybe we can come back. But I was just so angry still about the Lions that I was just depressed. I was like, oh great, we're gonna get blown out.
Yeah.
We're gonna get injured. Here's where we're getting exposed. But I was happy we found a way to win. Again, like we've said before, there are so many of those close games we would have lost we would have lost the past few years. But we found a way to it was a good yes, we are a little lucky that KJ played for only 9 minutes, but we could have easily still lost. Riley had a really good game. He went off. We found ways to win, even when we weren't playing that well. And I think that's what great teams do.
Yeah, I agree. This not a what I'm seeing is Michigan State. If you're in a close game with them, it's going to be a tough out because they're so deep. They're going to have fresh legs, and the free throw shooting is so good. I think they're top 5 in the country in free throw shooting. When you get into a close game like that, oftentimes it's going to come down to 1 or 2, 3 points. The free throw shooting is going to be key. And I'm, they have a couple guys who are over 90%. I think Holloman's at 96%. Fiddler, very good. And Fiddler, I think, has been better the last couple games.
Starting to play better, yeah.
Starting to really see, looks more comfortable, looks more confident. So that's been great to see too, because he was he wasn't playing terrible, but he wasn't, I think, as big of a part of the team as we thought he would be. But I thought he played great on Sunday.
Yeah, and the free throw shooting in that game wasn't as good as it has been all year.
It wasn't
either.
Yeah.
It's probably better. That was probably, I mean, off the top of my head, I don't really know, but I would bet it's one of our worst, if not the worst, that we've shot in a game all year.
Yeah,
from the foul line.
Yeah, I think
So that's leaving points out there and making it closer. Not saying it would have been a blowout because obviously it wasn't, but
yeah,
it's a positive takeaway, I guess.
Yeah, I was happy to see that they kind of withstood a punch. I mean, they were up. They were up 6 or 7 late in the game, and then Illinois made 3 straight stops, and I think cut the lead to 1 or 2. And we still held on to win the game. I don't like getting stopped like that 3 straight times, but it's nice to see them take a punch, obviously, and still be able to hold on to the win. But they have been a little shaky late in games. Thinking back to when it first started, that North Carolina game when they couldn't inbound the freaking ball. And that game kind of brought back memories of that, not because of the inbounding, but just okay, now all of a sudden we can't score. Ohio State comes to mind too. Late in that second half, we were having trouble on the offensive side as well.
Penn State, yeah.
The 3-point shooting is what's going to get us, I think.
Yeah.
That's going to be our downfall in March.
Yeah, you're probably right. The thing is, they don't have to shoot lights out. They just have to avoid the 2 for 20 nights. But if they have one of those nights, then we're out. The season's over.
Yeah. You need balance in college basketball.
Yeah,
teams actually play defense there.
3 for 10 on Sunday. They didn't even take that many threes on Sunday. Sorry.
I'm okay with that, honestly.
Yeah. And they've got guys that shoot 35 to 40% for their career, on the team. Akins, I think, is probably around 36% for his career.
Holloman was around 45%.
Yeah, Holloman should be
a year.
40% free throw, or 3-point shooter. I mean, Booker is, fancies himself as a 3-point shooter.
Very selective wording there. Yeah.
I mean, he can knock him down every now and then. I don't know. Richardson, not his best of games. Only 4 points, 0 for 2 from 3. But 17 points from Holloman. I thought he played fantastic.
He's been good all year.
Yeah.
All year.
Yeah. Fear's
maybe
another.
Not the best player, but most consistent.
Yeah, I agree. He's been great. I mean, the team is, again, it's one of those. The sum is greater than the sum of all the parts is greater than any of the parts. On their own. However you're supposed to say that.
Yeah.
You guys know what I'm saying.
Yeah, got your point. Right there.
But we've talked about it a lot. But with that in mind, they will now travel to my neck of the woods and take on the Rutgers Scarlet Knights at Madison Square Garden this Saturday at 1:00 p.m. Noon Central Time. You guys were talking about it before we came on. Rutgers has like 2 projected top 5 draft picks. But I think, this is a stage where MSU has not played well. So definitely a chance for a little spook session Saturday at the Garden.
Yeah.
Willie, are you going to be there?
I'll say this. I do not have a ticket right now, but there's a good chance that I'm going to be there. Yeah, I'm going to be there.
I mean, why even do the preview? Like, no, I actually think we're going to win. I think it'll be close, stressful.
We don't play well in that arena. We don't play well against that opponent, but they're having a down year compared to what they were expected to do. So
yeah, I mean they're 10-9.
Nice. Yeah.
It's not. ESPN Matchup Predictor has 72.4% chance of us winning. I mean, they're scoring 76 points a game. They're giving up 74 points a game. We're scoring 81 points a game. We're giving up 67.
They lost to Princeton.
Yeah, get one of these guys in foul trouble, what they're really good at doing, and we should be Gucci.
Yeah.
I think it's great. It's a really good point, Nick.
Because it's kind of like the opposite of us. Like we have in terms of balance, like we have all those. We have the one double-digit scorer, and then all those, 6, 7, 8, 9 points per game guys, and they have 2 19-point scorers, and then guys that just don't do anything.
Yeah, a lot of people in the 5 to 7 range.
Yeah, a little bit lower, but not as
Yeah. Yeah, not a lot of assists either on this Rutgers team. They're averaging 13.3 assists per game.
That sounds terrible.
Comparatively, MSU is averaging 18.3.
Okay, so not as bad as I was thinking, but yeah.
But Rutgers has one player that's averaging over 4 assists. Michigan State only has one player too, but anyways.
Scratch that point.
Turn out the way I thought they would.
Not better at all.
Forget I said anything.
Not a real stat.
Don't worry about the assists. Fix that in post. Yeah, but I mean, like this is one of those games where, like, the MSU team of old for sure would lose this game. Yeah. I would have not a lot of confidence going in, but I think this year's team, we've won 11 in a row. You're 16-2. You're playing a team that you're obviously better than. Their best players might be better.
You're
than
a top 10 team now too.
Yeah, right. But this needs to be a team win, just to take care of business. For one time when Willie's in the crowd.
Willie, do you think CJS is going to be there?
I was thinking about that. Mel Tucker would have been there for sure.
He was there.
Yeah. I think CJS will be there. I think he's going to be there.
You going to say hi? Maybe
get him to say hi.
I don't think my seats will be as good this time. I think I have to pay my own way in.
Damn it! Don't you hate when that happens?
Yeah, I do. Son of a bitch.
The price of a ticket at the Garden.
Yeah.
He's actually at the Garden right now.
Is he?
Yeah.
Next game?
Make it on. Rangers, I believe.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Rangers games are fun. Any other thoughts on Rutgers before we move on?
I mean, I haven't. The only game I've watched of them is that Princeton game, so I can't really say
I haven't
much
seen
else.
anything.
I do think Princeton did a good job of getting up and down the court. So maybe our fast break game will help open it up a little bit
Sure.
because they seem to have some trouble stopping that.
Sure. All right. So looking at the rest of the Big Ten season, do you guys want to go game by game, or how do you want to? How do you always want to
Go game by game? Just
game by game?
Start the clock.
Game by game. Okay.
I guess so.
At Rutgers, obviously, Saturday. I think that's a win.
Yeah. I think we pull that one out.
Yeah. First Minnesota. I think that's a win.
Definitely a win.
That's a home game too. So yeah.
Yeah. At USC, I think that's a win.
I'm going to go loss.
I think we drop one of the two on the West Coast. I don't know.
So
which
one of
yet.
USC or UCLA.
Yes. I'm leaning towards UCLA on that one, but
okay. So after UCLA, we go to we host Oregon. I think that's a toss up. I think it depends how they do in the other games, but that's tough.
I think home court helps that.
I agree.
And also, I don't know how we stack up against Purdue, but Purdue beat them for what it's worth. So they're not unbeatable.
I do think since it's right after the it's at 8 a.m. or 10 a.m. Central Time. I think since it's right after the West Coast. I kind of think this is where the
hangover could come into play.
Comes, and we're going to drop a couple of games in a row. So I think Oregon will be a loss.
Okay. Then we host Indiana. 3 days later.
I have not played them well lately.
9 p.m.
Yeah. I think I've been seeing stuff about them wanting Mike Woodson fired and stuff. So
yeah, I think
not a great situation.
Going well, but they're 14-6. It's not like they're having a terrible year.
I'm going.
Yeah, you're good. Okay, that's a lot of losses. I'm gonna say win, but
I'm leaning win.
At Illinois. That one I think is a loss. Okay.
That's a win. We're not losing to those freaks, okay? I've never been more confident.
Okay.
We're sweeping Illinois this year.
Okay. I like it.
That would be great.
I think Indiana's going to be a look-ahead game to Illinois.
Got it. Okay. Then we're hosting Purdue.
I really want to say win, but I think that's a toss-up.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect from Purdue. They're obviously not a team that they have been. They've
no Zach Edey.
Yeah, and they've lost a couple games already. Some of them at home. So I don't know. I'm going to go win as well. I mean, we owe them. I mean, we're due for a win versus them.
We are.
Then we're at Michigan. I'm going to go loss here.
Oh, come on.
I just can't do it. I see what you're thinking. I don't think it's wrong. I can't do it. No, we don't lose to them.
Okay. Get that through your skull.
We're the basketball school around here, okay?
At Maryland.
I'm going to go
Maryland's I don't know how good they are this year. I'm trying to
They're classic, like sometimes beat good teams, sometimes beat bad teams. Like they're just random.
I'm gonna say narrow win then. It's a tough place to play, but
okay. First Wisconsin, or hosting Wisconsin.
When
I want that one bad. Yeah, win.
Then we travel to Iowa.
When?
Yeah, I feel like I'm picking too many wins here, but yeah, I agree with that.
Then we host Michigan.
You already know.
I mean, we're We're not going to lose to them on senior night. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Or senior
Okay.
day. I think that's a Sunday afternoon. But
So 13 out of the 13 games remaining, general consensus is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 and 5 overall, which would be 24 and 7.
I think that was the Big Ten.
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
So that might win the Big Ten. And you're looking at 5 total losses basically because we have no losses right now, right? So
Yeah.
And you guys had our losses basically against USC, UCLA, Oregon, Indiana. Nick had us losing 4 games in a row.
No, no. I had us beating UCLA, but losing to USC.
Okay. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I said UCLA.
Okay. Well, all right. So it could be 9 and 4, or 8 and 5. Losing to Oregon, losing to Indiana, losing to Maryland, and that's basically that February stretch is going to be tough, but we know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not good. Might not be fun. That's where we find out what this team's about and where reality is.
Yeah, that's why I think we're going to kind of go through an early stretch of like a little bit of a rough patch. When we start
One of those, a couple of those prepare for March losses.
Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see Indiana being one of those.
Yeah, like that just like Indiana and Maryland just scream that to me. Then we'll drop a game against a good team.
There's definitely a bunch of trap games in there.
We're not
Definitely. Okay, well, that is something that we will continue to monitor. Obviously, a long way to go. But Michigan State firmly in control of their destiny in terms of the Big Ten regular season championship. Obviously, a long way to go. But they're in a good spot. No one else is undefeated, so hopefully they just keep on rolling.
If Michigan or Purdue beats Michigan on Friday, we have a 2-game lead on everyone.
Yes, so that'll be nice.
Which is why I think 5 wins or 5 losses would win the Big Ten.
Yeah,
I don't think any other team is going to pull off just 3.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Good point. It would be nice to win a Big Ten championship again.
Oh, it's been too long, maybe.
I know.
I need it.
One thing that I'll bring up that might come in handy for Mr. This later, but there have been 10 other teams that have had 11-plus game win streaks, and 8 out of 10 of them have hung some sort of banner.
Wow.
That's a good start.
That is
good.
good.
It sounds like I'm not going to do very well later. Okay.
I have a lot of hopes. I have a ton of
okay.
Don't start digging your own grave and burying yourself in it yet, Trav.
Just from what he just described, I was like, I have absolutely no freaking clue.
Monday night was the college football national championship. Jumping over here, Ohio State, as we kind of all expected, ends up taking care of business. Got close at the end for a second, but I think that went about as we all expected. Did you guys have any thoughts on that one? Any takeaways? Anything interesting?
I think it's interesting that in the first half, like this is kind of how Notre Dame disappeared. They took that touchdown drive, and then they had like 7 plays for 3 yards the rest of the half.
Yeah,
I mean that they couldn't. It went like it ended up closer than we thought it would be, but it went as expected because it was like we said with the basketball team, vanity comeback from Notre Dame.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the game.
It was on.
It was on. Yeah. The
I was so mad about the Lions, I couldn't look at football.
Oh yeah, dude. It's I'm still not fully recovered, if we're being honest.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Someone texted me like, "What would it take for Michigan State to get into a natty?" It was like a lot.
Yeah, I think I said a miracle. You'd have to find another Kenneth Walker. You would need an easy schedule. It would need to be a down year in terms of teams that made the playoffs, and then I guess you never know.
Like I'm very confident we can make the playoffs.
Yeah,
I don't see us
winning the playoffs. Yeah,
yeah,
I don't see us winning more than 2 games in the playoffs. 2 games would be like, boom, make a Final Four in football.
yeah.
We'd have to make some trades.
Yeah, I've really honestly, I've just kind of accepted the fact. This might be getting into the lines a little bit, but I've kind of accepted the fact that no team I really care about, truly care about, was ever going to win an Eddie in my lifetime.
I agree.
I'm just going to enjoy the ride.
Yeah. We've
Yeah.
already seen a couple from some of the other teams.
Maybe this is just maybe
never
we've just
coming back.
gotten everything we're gonna get, and that was like the Pistons and the Red Wings in a Michigan State Rose Bowl.
Everything packs into the first 30 years of life,
God, that would suck, wouldn't it?
We can get more into this later when we talk about the Lions. But
let's just get right now.
Let's just get into it. So we talked about the idea of what Michigan State loss compares to that Lions loss on Saturday, and obviously, before we started getting into the Michigan State, obviously the Lions lost to the Commanders in the divisional round. The game was not particularly close, to be totally honest. They turned the ball over 4 or 5 times. Jameson Williams is throwing the ball late in the game. It was just kind of a disaster.
That was Ben Johnson trying to say, hey, look what I can do.
Yeah. Yeah. So obviously the spirits are down a little bit. Just a disaster. I mean, I really thought this was the year for the Lions. I thought at so many points the season was looking like it was going to go the wrong direction or sideways, and they just kept winning. They just kept overcoming the injury situation, especially in that Minnesota game. I was fully bought in, and that's my own fault, obviously. I'm with you, like Nikki, like you said. I don't think the Lions are ever going to make us happy at the end of the season. I just think it will never happen.
Enjoy, I'm just going to enjoy the regular season from here on out.
Yeah, yeah.
If we make the playoffs, woohoo!
That's just enjoy every Sunday as every Sunday is its own Super Bowl.
One question that I have, which is I think a pretty common question to ask, we can get in before our next question, but this or the NFC Championship, which loss was worse? I do think, in my opinion, the NFC Championship game is going to get worse every season and probably will end up feeling like the worst one until we get it done.
Yeah.
But this Commanders loss just kind of was like, oh, okay, well, we're just never going to be good. We're never really going to be able to do it because our offense will never get better. The Lions' offense will never be better. I'm not saying it won't be good, but it was some of the best offense of all time.
It was
very good.
Scoring wise, it was only 17th, but okay.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Everything else was good. Yeah. It's just, I think it's this one just because you were expecting to be in the NFC Championship again.
Yeah, I think it's this one too because of the expectations. Same as you, Trev. Yeah.
It was the Lions for some reason somehow were. Well, not for some. We all know what the reasons were, but somehow we're one of the favorites to make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
you can't you lay an egg like that. It's just automatically more depressing.
We were so good.
I honestly thought that they would win that game pretty easily. I didn't necessarily think it would be. I underestimated how good Jaden Daniels is. I mean, he is really good. I mean, that also losing Melifonwu in the first half, then all of a sudden Branch is playing out of position.
Our defense couldn't stop anybody.
Obviously, the defense was to a boiling point where it's we couldn't stop a nosebleed.
Yeah, when you have that many defensive injuries, it's gonna catch up to you eventually.
Yeah, and every gotta have it play that they needed on offense, they got
it. Yeah,
they went every fourth down they went for it. They got. I don't know if they punted.
That's what they do. They were 20 for 23 on fourth down coming into the game.
Yeah, I mean that's
so.
Yeah,
I just remember, like, it's like the fourth quarter was just, they get like, all right, just got to stop here. Oh, that was a long pass. Oh, they're in the red zone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, shit, I blinked. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe we can hold them to a field goal and keep it a one-score game. Oh, there's 12 men on the field. Okay, great. Oh, shit.
That was some Jim Caldwell shit.
Yeah.
Jim Caldwell, Matt Patricia.
Yeah, it's too bad. So with that in mind, what is there an MSU loss that you could compare that Lions loss to? I've got a couple, but nothing jumping out. But Trav, what about do you have? Or Nikki,
I will let Nikki go first, and then
Okay.
yeah.
To me, it took me because I went through a couple too. Like, but to me, honestly, it kind of feels like 2015 Alabama football because that's just kind of the moment when you're like, oh, okay, well, we're just never going to win it all. Okay, well, enjoy it while we have. Like, we're going to get this good. Okay, like it was like just a realization of like, okay, cool. Like that's
interesting angle. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That's not where I thought you were going to go. I thought you were going to go. I thought you were going to go with what you said after the game with the UConn 2014, and that got me thinking just basketball. I think you were pretty accurate with that one, but I also think another one that's kind of accurate is 2018 Syracuse in the NCAA tournament.
That's actually that might be better
because you look at what we were thinking going into this. We were like, everybody was like, "Oh, be careful with Washington. You know, you might have some trouble." And we're like, "Yeah, but we got stuff that's going to make us confident. We got Jahmyr Gibbs against the 30th ranked run defense." With the Syracuse game, it was, oh, we can't go against that zone. Yeah, but we got Jaren Jackson now. That's all solved. Jaren Jackson plays 15 minutes, scores 2 points. Ben Carter plays 23 minutes.
Yeah.
Jahmyr Gibbs, you know, he had a good game. I mean, 14 carries over 100 yards. Great game when he got the ball. But, you know, you talk about how the game wasn't really close. It was that close to going to being a blowout in the other direction if you just hand the ball to Jahmyr Gibbs on third and 1 a yard.
Yep.
Yeah. You're about to go up 14-3. I mean, it's that kind of mismanaged type of situation that happened in that. I mean, obviously there were other factors in both games that went into that, but you know, and after that it seemed like Ben Johnson tried to get too smart with his play calling, too cute with it, and it's just, you know, try to catch him off guard with everything. And another thing, I mean, not to go too much into like the actual game, but what was the point of having David Montgomery healthy or available for that game? He had 7 touches the entire game.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I get you're trying to get some balance here, but if he's not actually going to do anything, why are we forcing him to be on the field?
Yeah, I think at a certain point they just got so far behind. They were obviously playing catch up. That short yardage
ended up having to throw the ball and everything. Yeah. It's absurd. Like thinking about like the matchups going into it, and then looking at the box score and seeing that Goff threw the ball 43 times, and we only ran the ball like 20.
Yeah, like, if they would have gotten up 14-3,
and
then let's say gotten a stop, and next thing you know, we had the ball, we're up 14-3. Like I think that game looks a lot different.
I just think both that and the basketball game I referred to had some specific situations like that were mismanaged and ended up costing the game.
Yeah. I don't know what game. I think your guys are both better than mine. Middle Tennessee State came to mind just because of the expectations. I think we were a 2 seed. We had a great year. A lot of people were picking us to go to the Final Four, similar to like this Lions team in the Super Bowl. The Alabama game came to mind just because of, like you said, Nikki, how eye-opening it was. But that's really all I could think of. Like, I haven't really felt like too many huge letdowns, but like you guys definitely reminded me of some. That UConn game was tough. But at least that was in the Elite Eight. Like I can deal with that more than like basically a first round knockout. I don't know that Oregon game.
We were so bummed after that.
Yeah, that was brutal. That was depressing.
That was horrible.
Yeah. One other game that came to mind was that first game in Oregon, our junior year. That was like the second or third game of the season, so it wasn't like, oh my gosh, our season's over. It didn't end the season, but I do remember being pretty upset with that game. But yeah, I think the Middle Tennessee State game for me probably is the best I can compare it to.
Yeah, I mean, think about it with Washington. They're hitting all those big chunk plays that they needed.
Yeah,
Middle Tennessee State's hitting all these
hitting every
threes and everything.
shot.
Everything from inside the gym. Yeah.
Yeah. God damn it.
I think I saw one guy take a shot from his locker. Yeah.
It was just starting to get over it.
That one was like,
Oh, come on.
It'll
never be over. It's just getting started.
Oh, my God. The Lions, they screwed us. They did it again. They fucked us.
They also taught me to keep my mouth shut when things are going good, because last episode I said 2025 is off to a great start. Past week, hey, down the shitter.
Yeah.
Hey, we beat Illinois.
That is true. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
If we got
one win out of that.
Yeah. If we had to sacrifice a Lions season for a Michigan State basketball championship, then that's fine, as long as the Lions win it sometime in the future.
I don't think we're getting a basketball championship. Yeah. We're going to feel the exact same in the Final Four best case scenario. Which is like a really shitty thing.
What is the point of watching any of these games then?
I don't know.
There's some kind of illusion that maybe they'll win.
Yeah, it's a sickness. We all know.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it is a sickness, and I've got it bad.
Yeah.
I was so upset on Saturday. Like, I was like, I'm just not gonna be a sports fan. Like, that was where I was at. Like, I'm just like, I'm not doing this. I'm done. Like, I'm not. At first, I was like, I'm just done rooting for the Lions. Like, I think I'm just done being a Lions fan. And then I said, what's the point of being a sports fan? Like, this sucks. Yeah. Like, I just stared at my ceiling for 45 minutes, contemplating whether I want to be a sports fan or not anymore.
I was pre-angry. Like, I was feeling the loss in the third quarter. Like,
yeah, the writing was on the wall pretty early.
Yeah. I had people just like, calm down. They're gonna come back. I'm like, no, they're not. They can't get a fucking stop. No way.
I wasn't even mad until like Sunday night. Like, I was just emotionally dead. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It just hit you. Like, I'm not gonna be able to watch these guys. Oh no.
Like, seeing like the games the next day, I was like, oh, what's the point of watching these?
Yeah, I did not watch any of those games. Will you guys watch the games this weekend?
Yeah,
I kind of have to, because of the nature of my jobs.
Yeah.
But I really don't want to, and it's going to be painful.
We'll see.
Yeah, I told myself immediately after that game I cannot watch football for a long time.
That's how I felt.
And
I meant good on football.
I meant it, but I also can't mean it at the same time. So it's like, yeah. But you guys remember? Maybe it was last year when they were talking about how we had to sacrifice the Pistons for the Lions to be good. Now the Pistons are starting to come back, so maybe we got to fire JB Bickerstaff. I don't know.
I don't really.
I'm not wishing for it, but somebody's got to be the sacrificial lamb here.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I could care less about the Pistons. They already gave us their championship.
You want to hear something this is total bargaining stage of depression or grief. This is a really sick thing to think. But at one point I was thinking, at least the Michigan fans aren't happy because the Lions lost.
Dude, you know what's absurd? All the Cowboy fans that are so happy about it.
I get that.
I was at the Red Wings Stars game on Sunday night. They showed the score on the Jumbotron. Everybody started cheering, and somebody goes, "I forgot there were so many Washington fans in Dallas."
That's weird.
Like, come on, it's like they're in your division. Yeah, you wouldn't catch the Lions celebrating of Vikings or Packers going to the NFC Championship.
Nope.
Or the Bears. Like, come on, that's I'm getting nauseous just thinking about it.
Can we talk about Ben Johnson to the Bears? This starts sounding like a Lions podcast, but I mean, anywhere else, buddy, please.
It's for venting about sports. Yeah.
I did not want him to go, obviously, but I was like, okay, I don't think it'll be like. I don't think there'll be ill will towards him when he leaves. Like it's obviously his time, and then he goes to the Bears, and he's like, "This is exactly where I wanted to be," and I'm like, okay, fuck this guy. I mean, fuck you.
I mean,
like,
the worst part is you know he knew he was going there while he was coaching that game on Saturday. There's no way you signed that contract on Monday and you don't know that while you're playing on Saturday.
Yeah, I think that was the most frustrating part too. Like if he called a perfect game and we still lost, then it's one thing. But calling the game that he called and then literally signing his Bears contract on Monday, I was like, okay, fuck you.
Yeah, I think I'm more just
like
mad.
Aaron Glenn, happy for him.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I'm more mad because I got a boogeyman because I mean, like, how in the world could you not head coaching? Like,
yeah,
whatever. But man,
every opening in the league
Prince just won the
you
Super
chose
Bowl.
Chicago.
Yeah,
and look, and he was a great offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
Our next one probably won't be as good, but also like, I mean, if he was that good of an offensive coordinator, he would have won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, true. Yeah, very true.
Reasonable.
That's a great point.
Reasonable.
Great point. Oh, all right, Mr. This.
Cue it.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Miss the This.
All right. So as I alluded to earlier, we are on an 11-game win streak. There have been 10 other teams in the Tom Izzo era that have gone on 11-plus game win streaks.
I'm not going to know this.
We are going to go from most – we're not going to do this year, obviously, but we're going to go from most recent to least recent. I'm going to tell you where they ended up, like whether it was a banner, where they were in March, and a player on the team, and the amount of wins there were. So
okay.
this is the
that
most
might help.
recent one. This is kind of obvious. 13-game win streak. They won the Big Ten, and they made a Final Four. And Cassius Winston was on the team.
2019.
Yep. And then next one, the next team actually had two 11-plus game win streaks. They had a 14-game win streak and then a 13-game win streak. They won the Big Ten. They were a 3 seed. They made it to the round of 32. And Miles Bridges was on that team.
You sure they weren't a 2 seed?
Let's take a look and see. That might have been a typo.
Because with Miles Bridges, I think they were a 9 and a 2.
Okay, why can't I see what they were?
I mean, if Miles Bridges was on the team, they were top.
You know what team I'm talking about.
Yeah. It's got to be 28. The 2018 team that I was talking about. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, but now I'm just want to know. No,
we were only a top 3 seed. They were a 2 seed that time because Syracuse was a 10.
Syracuse was an 11 seed and we were a 3 seed per Wikipedia.
That's not right. I remember the bracket.
Damn. Okay. Then the next one was a 13-game win streak. We were a 2 seed, and we got bounced in the first round of the tournament.
2016.
Yep, didn't even see the player.
I remember we were very we got up to number 1 right at the beginning of the season because we won so many games in a row.
Yeah. All right. And then the next one was a 15-game win streak.
Holy moly.
We were a 1 seed. We won the Big Ten championship. We made the Sweet 16. And Keith Appling was on the team.
Okay, I had a year in my head, and now that makes me rethink it. Let's see. Was that 2013?
2012.
I had 2012, and then I didn't think Keith Appling was on that team. Okay,
He was a freshman,
fair
or
enough.
he was a freshman or sophomore that year.
Okay,
It was our senior year of high school.
yeah, that was the team that ended up as a 1 seed after being unranked to start the season.
Yeah. All right, next one. Hit an 11-game win streak. We were the number 2 seed. We won the Big Ten championship. And I feel like if I tell you this one, you'll know what it was. Kalen Lucas was on the team.
2009.
Yeah, I didn't want to. We made the national title game. I was gonna. If I gave you that,
yeah,
give it away.
yeah, because the other guess would have been 2010, where we made the Final Four, but not the national championship game. So yeah, that would have given it away.
And then the next one, 11-game win streak. We were the 5 seed. We were 4th place in the Big Ten, and we made the Sweet 16.
Okay.
I'm gonna get a player in a sec because I actually don't know who was on this team. Oh, Drew Neitzel.
Yeah, that's who I was gonna say. I believe that was 2008.
You are correct.
Wow.
That was a classic 11-game win streak. This next one, 11-game win streak, 6th place in the Big Ten. We were a 6th seed, and we lost in the first round. I hope this is
2006.
Yep. You're doing
George
pretty well.
Mason.
You're doing pretty well.
Well, I remember the George Mason loss.
George
That was the last time I can remember being a 6th seed.
They went to the Final Four that year, right?
Yeah, with Jim Larinaga,
Yeah.
the head coach.
Next one, 12-game. There are 3 years left. 12-game win streak. We were the Big Ten champion. We won. We were the 1 seed, and we made a Final Four.
Okay. 2001.
Yep. All right.
Nice.
All right. Next one, 11-game win streak. Won the Big Ten tournament. And I'm not going to tell you how far we went.
Yeah, it's okay. So 2000. Yeah.
The
one that's right up on the wall next to me. Yeah.
This last one is insane. And I have a comment about it after. 22-game win streak. Big Ten champion, Big Ten tournament champion when we made the Final Four.
We made the Final Four. Is it really old or?
It's the oldest one.
Right. It's the okay.
There's really only one other it can be.
22 games. You said what?
There's really only one other answer it could be. Because it's in the
I was going to say, how when did Tom Izzo start coaching?
Oh, these are all under Izzo? Is that
Yeah.
Izzo? Okay. I didn't catch that part. So 99, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
You only got
We
one wrong.
weren't. Yeah, and I should have had that one. I second guessed myself with the Appling clue.
All right, and one thing I have to say,
Clean it up.
22-game win streak is insane.
Yeah.
Imagine if we won 22 games and lost in the Final Four. That would actually be the worst loss ever. And
Yeah.
I think that I don't think it could ever get worse than that.
Well,
No.
that's like the Illinois North Carolina championship in 05. They were both had like one loss going into the game.
Yeah. Honestly, kind of similar to the Lions on Saturday.
It all comes full circle.
15 regular season wins out in the first round.
Everything is just depressing. Happiness is an illusion.
That's right. Happiness is just something you hope that one day you can have, but you never will. All right, time for the picks. A short week.
Sure.
Okay, short week for the picks this week. Last week, Nikki and I both went 4-4. Travis, you went 5-3. So a nice bounce back. You got one on us there.
I guess I'll take a win. You know,
That's right.
I'll need them where I can get them. So
That's right. Okay. I've got Commanders at Eagles, NFC Championship game. Eagles are -6.
I'm going to take the Eagles. It's kind of a hopeful pick there, but
I'm going to take Commanders to cover because I'm pretty sure Jalen Hurts is not 100%.
I'm going to take the Commanders to cover as well. Bills at Chiefs. Chiefs are -2.
I am rooting for the Bills to win the Super Bowl. So go Bills.
I mean, the Chiefs are going to win. We all know it.
Well, no, but I don't want it. You know,
It feels like
give me
Josh
some
Allen's.
variety.
It feels like it's Josh Allen's year to me. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Bills.
It also felt like the Lions' year too.
Yeah.
It did. Yeah, I'm not the best person to comment there. Okay, MSU at Rutgers. There's no spread out yet. It probably won't be out till tomorrow. But I'll start with you, Trav. Give me a score prediction.
Say Spartans 80, Rutgers 66.
Oh,
Nice.
damn.
A drubbing.
I was going to say MSU 80, Rutgers 79. It's going to get hot.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm
pretty
going
hot.
to be so mad at you
Damn.
during that entire game.
I have
Oh, come on.
I want it to be over with quickly because I have a wedding to go to on
Wow.
Saturday.
That space is getting hot if that's the score.
Mhm.
I'll go MSU 82, Rutgers 72.
I'm going to be in the church with my phone out if it's that
Okay.
close to the game.
Oh, hey. I hope it's not, but it
Yeah,
will
I
be.
know.
But that'll do it. Episode 50. 50 episodes in the books for the Spartan Savants.
That was quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too bad we didn't have anything really special to do for our 50th episode.
We'll get them at
there for
100.
Yeah, we'll circle back at 100.
50 more. Yeah.
Yeah.
More. Hopefully we hang a banner in some sport and have a winning season in
something.
football.
You know what? Hockey has a really good chance to hang a banner.
Okay.
Yeah, but they also lost over the weekend. Damn it.
They split with
And
Michigan.
Red
I
Savage-
know. Well, they dropped to number 2 now.
Yeah.
Red
That's
Savage is injured, which isn't good.
Yeah.
I saw that Red Savage is injured and he's the captain.
Future Detroit Red Wing.
Yeah. That's I don't know how bad the injury is, but it didn't sound very good. So that's great. I mean, that's just another thing,
Eh,
you know.
injuries,
But-
you know.
Well, no. You know, that's 50 episodes from now. I mean, there's going to be countless football losses and a whole nother Lions season to get through.
It took us a year and a half to get here.
Yep.
Another year and a half. There's a lot to happen. I mean,
Yeah.
look how depressed we
knows?
were at the beginning. We started this with the Mel Tucker stuff happening.
True. That is true. That is very true. We've come a long way. There's a lot has happened between when we started this podcast.
Maybe
Savant's
there'll be
coming.
maybe there'll be a Jonathan Smith sex scandal by the time,
Yeah.
God.
and we'll be on the next coaching search.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that will do it. Obviously, check us out on YouTube as always. Like, subscribe, podcast wherever you get it, Apple, Spotify, Amazon Prime, whatever it may be. Twitter, Instagram, and of course on the College Football Huddle with all of our other representatives. Shout out to the Ohio State, the OHIO podcast on their national championship. Congrats to them. Friends of the program. Anyways, that'll do it for us. We'll see you next week. Go Green.
Go white.
Why?